Hey guys, so welcome back to another coffee chat. I have my coffee here, so grab yours. Today I wanted to talk about, I've been seeing a lot of things on social media and just in general advice about when you have some kind of business or artistic pursuit that it's important to share your why with your community. And I realized I don't think I've ever formally shared my why, or my values per se. And I thought I would do that today. I thought I would kind of talk to you guys more about what's important to me as an artist, as a musician, and just some values I have in my business. And I also want to start this and preface this with, these are just my current, this period in time values. Things change, you grow and you adapt as a human and things change. And also, if you have different values than me, that's totally fine. This is just what I currently, things I care about, And yeah, so let's get into it. I think the biggest kind of overarching value for me, is realness. And I know there's been a lot of talk on, that the word authentic is overused and people are so sick of the word authentic. So maybe this is gonna be irritating, I don't know, but I really do value realness, and I think that's clear in my videos and my music, that I value authentic emotions. I value when people really kind of take down as much as you can, the facade of, everything's great, I'm super happy, or I never have any problems, nothing ever goes wrong. Kind of taking that away and talking about the things that do go wrong, the things you do struggle with, the deeper side of humanity, the deeper side of emotions, both with the logistical day-to-day life, but also the deeper aspect of writing songs and things like that. So I try to share that with you all. And you can only do it to so much degree. We're on the internet. These are all recorded videos. You can edit it. You can you want to sound eloquent and sound like what you're saying matter. You want what you're saying to be important, relevant. You want to keep your viewers' attention. I don't want to waste your guys' time, you know what I mean? So there's all these different things that go on in your head when you're creating content for the internet. But I still have that value within me that I want to, at least to some degree, bring a level of realness, of authenticity, even if that word's annoying at this point, to my content and to my music. So that's the big pillar. I think it stretches out into different avenues. So there's songwriting, and I like songs that are really real, really emotional, really say what you mean to say, both in what I listen to and in what I write. I really like that. I really respect that and appreciate that. So that's a level of realness. I also, as a woman that is creating content on social media, I think about, and as a woman musician, I personally think about, I imagine little girls that watch me perform at a live gig, or little girls that watch me on the internet, and I want to be a role model to them. I want them to see that, again, there's nothing wrong with wearing makeup, and I do that as well. I wear makeup like everybody else, and I'm a performer. I'll dress in nice clothes and things like that. But I also think, for me, it's important to show people what it looks like to just be a regular woman, your regular day, without makeup, without your hair done, without being just right. And I like to portray that in a space online to, just be that example to, I think about a young version of me, but to anyone, I want to be that example that you don't have to always be just right, and that you're still beautiful and you're still good, and you don't have to there's that Colby Clay song, you don't have to try so hard. It's like that. And I really respect when other musicians or other people in the limelight show up as their unmade up self, you know, like their normal self. I appreciate that, and I think that's something I do care about. Take another drink of coffee while I think. And okay, so this next one, again, I'm going to preface it with, I listen to a ton of different music. I love a ton of different music. I love current pop music a lot. I listen to it a lot, actually. And I think every genre has its merits, and like every genre has like a time and place depending on what mood you're in or what the vibe is. But something I want for my own personal music and something I value is like very, again, with the realness, very real sound quality. I'm not a fan of auto-tune. I really respect and like when a musician can sound the same live as they do on a track. I think that is so cool, and that's something I aspire to. So like the videos you guys see here on YouTube, I'm not altering my voice. Like what you see is what you get. It's a one take. I played guitar and I sang, and even the ones I kind of cut, you know, different angles and things, it's still that one take, that audio take. So I like that, and I like older music, and I mean like 20s. I mean, we have talked about Marty Robbins on this channel, you know, Elvis, like older music. I like stuff like that, as well as the current stuff and everything in between. But I think the older music had more of a rawness, because there wasn't all of the computerized instruments in the music. It was usually every instrument you heard was played by a real person who learned that instrument and is breathing life into that instrument. And I totally understand the need for like canned instruments in music recording, because when I started dabbling into audio engineering, I can't play drums, I can't play bass, I play guitar and I sing. I can play a little bit of clarinet. I can play very poorly on the piano. But my point is, like, I can't play all these instruments, so if I want to have, let's say, a violin in my song, I either have to pay someone to play violin, which is a possibility, but I'm a musician, I'm short on cash, I'm short on time, or I can, you know, use my musical know-how to import that sound into my track. But when I was doing the audio engineering, I put like drum tracks in to give it a drum beat, and I did feel the difference between when you listen to a track where there's a real drummer, like a human drummer, versus a instrument that you imported. It's too perfect. It's too perfect. Like if you listen to it, there's no slight hesitation. There's no emphasis on like just that slight variation between how hard you hit. You can tell, you can feel it. And I think that realness is beautiful. And I think as much of that realness as I can get into my art, into my work, I want to. Again, I'm human, just like you all are, and not everything, you're not always going to be able to be super, super raw. You wouldn't want to either, like, you know, you don't want to spill your whole life story to the internet, but hello, Mr. Bug. I think incorporating it as much as you can is important to me. But yeah, I hope that explains my values, I guess, of what I cherish as a musician in regards to the kind of behind the scenes stuff. And I hope that comes through in my songs. I hope that comes through in my videos and how I show up and how I talk to you all. So yeah, let me know your thoughts about this. Again, I am not trying to discredit any views that are different than mine, and I think all pieces of art have a time and place. Like, I really do. I also watch and consume just like everybody else and enjoy it. But when I'm just thinking like about my own content, that is something I value. So, well, thank you for watching this. I hope it made you understand me a little bit better, and hopefully we can connect on some of these points. Thank you for watching. Remember, hit subscribe, like, and comment as always, and I will see you in the next video. Have a good morning, guys. Bye.